everyone, thank you so much for joining me again for your weekly tarot/oracle card reading. If you are interested in a personal reading with me at any point, you can visit the shop. The link will be in the description. You can also like my Facebook page and you can follow me on Instagram. All of that will be below as well, so please check it out if you feel so inclined. The decks we're going to be using for today are the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and we are also going to be pulling a card from the Power Animals Oracle deck by Stephen Farmer. I went ahead and I pre-shuffled and pulled the cards, so let's get into our reading. So our first card this week is the Seven of Swords, as I drop it on the floor. This card suggests that there might be some guilt brewing away this week. So it could be that someone flat out, stole something or said something hurtful or did something hurtful, or you feel like something was your fault. There's a lot of guilt plaguing all of us in some way. Some of it is completely deserved. Some of it is not deserved at all. But either way, we need to stop being so harsh on ourselves. Everyone makes mistakes. Even if you did do something awful and, the guilt's eating away at you and the guilt is deserved, there's always room to apologize. There's always room to try and make things right. Like I said, we all make mistakes. We all do things that we're not proud of, and it's really okay. If it's something that you didn't cause at all, but you feel like it was your fault, stop. It's not your fault. It's really not your fault. What comes to mind is like people dying, relationships ending, any situation where we lose something or we feel like we were wronged. We tend to internalize those things and we think that it's our fault. It's not our fault. There's a lot more at play in the world and within other people than we can ever possibly control. And that leads us really nicely into our second card, which is Judgment. So Judgment is a card that suggests that we are judging ourselves very harshly. We're judging other people. It seems like we're trying to be right about something. We're really trying, regardless of how it's making us feel and making others feel, we're really just trying to find truth and be right, which is okay, but we want to make sure that that doesn't get in the way of our happiness and our joy, right? Because when we search for the truth so relentlessly, we can be very harsh. We can be really harsh on ourselves, harsh on others, and especially given the guilt that we're feeling and the guilt that others might be feeling right now, it's not the time to be the judge of anyone. We're coming into Leo season right now. So this is a time for creativity, for self-expression, for just being yourself. It's not a time to get swept up in what other people are doing. It's also not a time to worry about our past or our future. It's a time to be here now. It's a time to let go of guilt and let go of that judgment and just be selfish. Love yourself and let good things come to you. That's the time of year it is. So if you're feeling that guilt and you're feeling bogged down, you feel like things are really weighing heavily on you, it's okay. That's valid, and absolutely take care of yourself. It's like they're like, but lighten up. For God's sakes, lighten up. They're like, how long are you going to be bogged down by all the negativity around you? How long are you going to let other people get to you? They're like, just freaking lighten up. Protect your energy. Be you. Be all that you can be. Live as fully in the moment as you possibly can right now. Because judging, like I said before, judging yourself and judging others and trying to be the voice of reason constantly, it's a great thing to do. Everyone needs that sometimes, but when you're trying to do it 24/7, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and you end up being a buzzkill, quite frankly. So take some time to protect your energy. Try and have fun. Like I said before, if something happened in my personal life, we had a loss recently that affected and hurt a lot of people, and I'm not trying to invalidate that. Absolutely feel that hurt, feel that sadness, feel that anger. But we need to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. that feeling better is possible, that peace for everyone involved is possible. This is a time not only to heal if you need to heal, but also kind of a wake-up call that we can't always control what goes on with other people and in the world. Our third card here is the Two of Wands. We're all feeling quite reflective, very quiet. It seems like even though we are approaching Leo season, and we're really actually quite in Leo season, it seems like we are still reflecting and we're still thinking and we're still deciding and we're very much still in our heads, which is okay. But if you spend too much time trying to make a decision or too much time thinking about how your decisions are going to affect literally everyone around you, you're going to just stay standing still. You're not going to go anywhere. Now is not the time to get caught up in that. Now is the time to make a decision, to move forward. Take care of yourself, but don't stop moving. Be creative, express yourself. Even if you end up writing like the most depressing poem in the world, write that shit down. Get your sadness, get your anger, get your resentment, get it all out on paper. Take the time to release. Release. That's the big thing. Release. Don't contemplate so much in your head and brood over things that you have no control over to the point where you just feel miserable, because this is a time of year that we should all be enjoying and we should all be thriving in. Okay, our last card here is the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man often represents self-sacrifice. We feel like we are doing a lot for others and we're feeling exhausted. We're feeling run down. We're feeling like we're unappreciated. And this is not all what I expected this week. I really expected us to be more lighthearted and like enjoying our time more, but it seems like a lot of us are still really, really bogged down. And that's okay, because, and I love this, I forget where I first heard it, because a lot of people say it now, but when we have breakdowns, it's because we're about to have breakthroughs. And that could not be more true right now. I feel like that's where we're headed. If you have a breakdown this week, have the breakdown. Cry, be angry, yell, scream, do whatever you gotta do, burn stuff, like do whatever you have to do to release it, because when you get all of that out, you'll be shocked at how much you can then let back in, and you'll be shocked at how much you will transform. And with this too specifically, when we feel like we are sacrificing more of our energy than what we're getting back from other people, we tend to need to step back and reevaluate our relationships too and say, is this an equal give and take? Am I receiving as much as I am giving? Am I giving as much as I am receiving? A lot of us right now are feeling like we are giving a hell of a lot more than we're receiving. So that's worth taking a look at too, because even if you have this breakdown and you work through all these emotions, if you don't change anything, if you don't change who you're around, what you're doing, etc., it's all just going to build back up because you're going to be in that same energy field, right? For our oracle cards, actually, I meant to only pull one, but two popped out of the deck. So the first one we have here that came out on top is the butterfly transformation. So this is what we were just talking about, right? We were just talking about this idea of breaking through all this bullshit. Even physically too, it seems like a lot of people are sick. Like they've been this whole summer putting so much pressure on themselves, like enormous pressure to be this like do everything human being, right? And now we're sick and now we're not feeling well and now we're approaching a breakdown. But that's only so we can break through. That's only so we can come out more colorful and more bright and more strong and more adaptable on the other side. The other card that came out here is, I love this, Opossum. Strategy. Have a backup plan. So practically, you know, it's nice to say, oh, sunshine and rainbows, we're all going to break through, we're all going to have this big transformation, whoopee. But coming back down to reality a little bit, have a plan. Actually, it could be a bunch of different plans. If you're planning on quitting a job, If you reach the end of your rope with a job and you're just done, have a plan for where you're going to go next. If you have had enough with a landlord and you want to move, have a plan for where you're going to go next. If you've had enough with a relationship, but you're really dependent on the person, like financially or something, have a plan of what you're going to do. If you're really struggling with safety, if you're in an abusive relationship, or if you're in an abusive relationship with yourself, have a safety plan, okay? Make time to spend time with people who love you. Make time to do self-care things, but also don't isolate yourself this week. That's going to be a big thing for a lot of people. When we experience a lot of heavy things and we feel very weighed down, we tend to just kind of drag and suffer in silence by ourselves. Don't do that. Don't do that. Rely on the people around you. I mean, if anything else, just to commiserate. It's okay to just go and have a drink with someone and talk it out, even if it doesn't fix anything. Knowing that someone else is in the same boat as you is an extremely powerful, powerful thing. So just to recap, this is such a heavy week. This is really some hard stuff. If you're struggling, if you want a reading with me, please get in touch with me. If you're struggling financially and you can't afford a full price reading, please get in touch with me. Like I said, we'll work something out. I have no problem working with you guys. Everyone who has showed support for my videos thus far, you're so supportive, and I appreciate it so much that I want to give back as much as I possibly can. So just reach out to me. So again, if we're recapping, we're struggling with a lot of guilt. We're struggling with a lot of judgment of both of ourselves and others, and just trying to process everything that's going on. We're also kind of stuck in this space of being undecided whether or not we should walk away, if we should stay. Are we worth it? Are we worth, moving on? Are we not worth moving on? You are, spoiler alert. But we're stuck in this place of indecision and just kind of being stuck. Really. We're stuck right now, which sucks, guys. I'm tired of being stuck. And then our last card we have here is the Hanged Man. So feeling like our relationships are out of balance, feeling like we're giving more than we're receiving. We're dealing with a lot of, not only are these big things, but they are heavy things. They're things that are hard to deal with even by themselves. And now it's like it's hitting us all at once. And when that happens, it's really calling on us to release. So recapping our oracle cards, breakdowns lead to breakthroughs. But also have a frickin' plan. Please have some kind of plan. The universe has got our back. Things always tend to work out. But why would you want to put yourself in a more stressful situation than you need to be? It's okay to take leaps of faith. It's okay to cut something that isn't serving you. But for God's sake, and I might make a video on this at some point because it frustrates me to no end. As much as the universe has your back, we are still 3 freaking dimensional beings, right? We still have mortgages and rent to pay. We still have car payments. We still have things that will affect our credit score, which will affect our lives, right? We still have these 3D things to worry about. So please don't set yourself up to be under more stress in the long run. Don't rack up those credit cards, right? Okay. I hope everyone really takes care of themselves. I hope everyone is able to have a reflective, beneficial, uplifting week despite everything that we're dealing with. Like I said before, if you'd like a reading, please reach out to me, and I will talk to you next week.